tapes roll.
I just had an administrative comment. The meeting agenda, with the new system, no alerts went out for this meeting, and the agenda is not on the website and on your community preservation page. Also, it looks like what somebody might have done was edit the last meeting, and so the video that's up there for today's meeting is from the last meeting already, and there's no agenda there. So I just want to let you know that.
This agenda or the last agenda?
The last, it's confusing. If you go to the CPF page, usually when you have a meeting, the agenda will be posted there, and it's not. It's in the agenda center for today, but it shows the video from the last meeting. I apologize, it's really confusing. You'll have to pull up.
I'll have to look at it.
Take a look at it. And either way, and an alert did not go out. So.
All right, we'll talk to,
The only other thing, I noticed you were going to approve the meeting minutes from the last meeting. And Joe made a comment at the last meeting where he questioned an assertion that I made about the legality of the Quaker Corner easement transaction being done. And he made a statement as a point of fact that that was legal. And I want to point out that Joe's not a tax professional. And I have consulted with tax professionals and with specific reference to 5013C of the Internal Revenue Service Tax Code. And so in order for that land to be legally dispersed of, because it was donated by Evan Osby, Evan would have to pay a $500 million tax loss carry forward back. So I just want to get that on record. That was Joe's opinion, and Joe doesn't have a background to support that. So I thought it would be important, given as how you're going to approve those meeting minutes.
Michael, you know for sure what we have here on Shelter Island is a lot of opinions. Okay?
Yep.
So I don't think we always put down all different opinions, but if it wasn't in from the last meeting, the question that I have, and I'll ask Jessica, do you know whether, I know that the agenda was out on Wednesday of last week.
It was posted, I think, on Friday.
Right. So what you're saying is it was posted in the agenda section, but it wasn't in the CPF portion of the website.
Yeah, the other committees and the town board or whatever, when they post an agenda, an email alert goes out to anybody who subscribes to the new system. I'm not complaining. I'm just, if you test it, you'll see for yourself. If you add it, it didn't, whatever steps you went through to post it were different than everyone else. That's all.
okay.
And the only other question I had is, as you know, I filed a FOIL request to get the appraisal for 72 and 80 Midway Road with the town clerk, Amber Wilson, and she's responded that that record does not exist. Do you know why that would be? That was a transaction that barely.
Can we get to the agenda and then go back to that? Would you mind?
Okay, Kathy, let's make this we're calling the meeting to order and we're opening it up to the floor.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think since you're here, we can,
I would appreciate.
we get this so you can get it. Okay, to answer your question, so your question is you have requested from the town under a FOIL, okay, and they
Yep.
responded to you,
Yep.
okay? If you could just hang around a little bit, I'm going to go through our last meeting because I think there's been a lot of misunderstandings about what CPF's responsibilities are and goal. I don't know whether you were here last week and you heard all the different steps of the process
Right.
and the roles that Suffolk County plays when they're in partnership with us,
Yep.
where they become the lead agency, and they're the ones that do the appraisal process.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, well, there was an appraisal for that property was conducted.
Which one?
I was personally involved with that, with the appraiser, Andy Stipe, for 72 and 80. He's a friend of mine. He came by the house. We reviewed it. We determined that the land is completely wetlands, and there was essentially the only value he could assign to it was an amenity value, which is extremely low. It's, maybe the next door neighbor would want to buy it to look at it, but otherwise it's unbuildable dirt. And so I'm trying to figure out where that $3 million price got assigned to it.
Michael, I usually just want to let people talk, okay, but it's one where the appraisals are done by independent appraisals, okay? And if you want to challenge an appraiser, that is.
There's no appraisal. It doesn't exist, Corey. There's no record.
No, it does, Michael, okay? And the thing is, since we do have a partnership with Suffolk County, okay, they're the lead agency. I would suggest that since you know that they're the lead agency and they dictate the policies, have you reached out to Suffolk County?
No, I was going to suggest that you guys do that. I brought this for the entire board, so you guys can take a look at it. This is the number for the Suffolk County District Attorney's Office. And I would suggest that everybody on board, this is a moment of self-preservation because this looks like a significant fraud has taken place. And I would suggest that you guys, reach out to them. There you go.
Okay.
Have a great day, guys.
Can I ask a question? How does someone determine that is wetlands, that it's not wetlands?
All right, can we,
Okay, sorry.
let's get the meeting back into some order here, okay? Okay, we called the meeting to order. Is there anyone from the public that has any comments? They want to make any public comments before community preservation this morning on Zoom? I see some different names here. Elsie, are you here?
Elise.
Elise, I'm sorry.
Good
Elise.
morning, guys. Yes, hi, how you doing? No, I didn't have anything, but I do know we have a follow-up, I believe, to talk about the Artist Lane property or whatever we're calling it these days. And I thought maybe you and I were gonna be walking that property. I'm not sure if that's still on the agenda.
Correct me, didn't we communicate, didn't we make arrangements to walk the property and then something happened with your schedule?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm off of the island now, but I'll be back on the 19th. But actually, my question is, I don't know if it's been, if anything's been done to the property. At the time that I was there 2-3 weeks ago, it had not been cut or cleared, and it might be a little dangerous to be walking through there now if there's,
Well,
it's
it
not
has been,
cleared.
yeah, just to bring you up to speed, it has been cut, okay?
Okay.
We have a vendor that we are working with, and he'll be on site today, and I am actually going to be working with him because I know what we're looking to get done so that the paths are open and it's clear. But when you're available, just give me a shout. I'd be glad to walk you through it. And it's walkable even at this particular time. We're trying to make the paths a little larger to cut down on the amount of ticks, but I look forward to it. And if you're saying that's on what date you're coming back?
The 19th, I'll be there early and I will contact you and let you know. And I'll be actually staying not at my house, but I'll be down the block with Teresa Andrew, which is right behind the property, which is perfect. So
Okay.
I'll get in touch with you and thank you so much.
Real good, thank you. Right.
All right.
Okay, let's go to the minutes of last month, okay, from the minutes from last month. Hold on one second here. We have two sets of minutes because we did in fact have a special meeting and we had our regular June 10th meeting, okay? I just made a couple of corrections to the minutes, okay, which will bring me into a further conversation. But what I really would like to do, and I mentioned this to Jessica, I think she put all the financial stuff there. I only made one recommendation that we have a total that's put into the record. I don't, do we put our actual financial report into the minutes? No. This becomes it. We don't put the actual report that we have.
Right.
Okay. All right. So then in this case, what I was asking her to do is that, our total balance from last month was $10,505,650 and change. Okay. I'd like to see that be in the minutes. So this way we know from month to month what it is, and it's a record of what our funds are. Go ahead.
I'm going to say again, I would like us to add encumbered money so that we more accurately reflect what's available. I mean, the deal could fall through, but for the most part, they don't.
Okay.
We've already encumbered $2 million, then we should reflect it off of the balance.
Not only is it the encumbered, but it's also the outstanding contract that we may have also.
That too.
Sure.
Right, so that we should have everything, it's a more accurate number.
Right.
Okay,
That would be great.
and then, yeah, you're right. Okay, so I made that change, and then the only other thing that I felt was important because of basically the last town board meeting, and it's ironic, you know, as a result of the last town board meeting, it appears there still seems to exist some misunderstandings of CPF. Or is it just possible a lack of decorum or civility or decency? Okay, I want to make that statement, okay? And the reason for me making that statement, okay, which I had prepared, is that I want to review and I want to put into the record the steps that we had for CPF, okay, from last month. Okay, I'd like to see that go into the record in terms of how we had a whole procedural thing. I was trying to explain what we do, how we go approach appraisals and so forth. So I wanted to make sure that was included in it, okay?
Did you have copies of that?
I don't know, I just did get this morning, so maybe we could do this before we leave, okay? And the only other thing is, you know, I find myself needing to defend the committee's actions, okay? And I actually, the folks, there are some folks that have been making statements that need to be more transparent about their motives, okay? I'm gonna talk about this more in the future, okay? I'm not gonna do it today, okay? I'm gonna find the right time to address this, okay? Because I think that there's a misunderstanding, but I think this whole issue of what we do, again, I'm just gonna repeat it verbally again today. I think what I will do is I will send a copy of this to the reporter so that they have this down, but basically, you know, we had it in a slide presentation. In simplest format, okay, we're a volunteer committee of 7 board members, okay? We follow the CPF legislation of 64E and a set procedure, okay, which has been established by the town board with our acquisitions. CPF researches properties of the interest that matches the requirements of 64E. Property owners can offer their property to CPF by completing an application. CPF has the power to make recommendations to the town board, okay? We ultimately do not make the decision. We make recommendations. That's what an advisory board is for. The town board determines if an acquisition is to move forward or to work with outside partnerships such as Suffolk County. When we're partnering with Suffolk County, they become the lead agency, okay? We do not issue our own appraisers. It really goes through Suffolk County. They set what those pieces and parts in place, okay? They handle the contracts. They order the appraisals for the acquisition. Not usually, it is in fact, two land appraisals are performed and the value of the property is determined by Suffolk County. They look at the appraisers, they have a whole department in real estate, and they determine and they provide the offer to the seller of the property, okay? The offer price is determined by Suffolk County. There are no negotiations. The offer is final. There's a 30-day window that's presented to the seller if he wants to accept it or deny it. If the offer is denied, they can revisit that acquisition again in 12 months. Okay, if the seller wants to pursue it again. Suffolk County looks favorable, obviously, to the towns who partner with them financially. And when the town assumes, because they want the town to assume the stewardship, in our particular case, Shelter Island, they look favorable to us because we're providing a lot of the services. We're agreeing that we're going to be maintaining the properties and we're going to be handling the stewardship of the property. All lands and purchases and expenses associated with CPF preserves are paid by the transfer tax. All committee members are volunteers. No one here at this table receives any compensation, okay? The only expenses we have are for works that have been done on properties for the payroll of the clerk that works for us, the cost of audits, and things that we give out to outside vendors for maintenance, whether it be the town or an outside vendor. No funds are used from the town general fund. Okay, so when we're doing these things, okay, it's really it's not like we're going into the town's fund, okay? I just wanted to make that statement because I think I want to make it clear because there's just been a lot of misstatements, and I really do intend to address some things of the last town board meeting, okay? And we shouldn't, there's a lot of misunderstandings here, okay? And there's accusations, and I think some of them are inappropriate, okay? And I think I'll say no more at this time, okay? All right, so I would like to go to the financial.
You have to approve the minutes.
Oh, yeah. All right, we have another set of minutes, okay, from the
Right.
special meeting we had.
I have a change in those. I was not present at that special meeting. It had members present. I was not.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't there either, actually.
So you'll make the change?
Yes.
Okay, great. All right, so on that note,
Make a motion, we approve the minutes.
all in favor? Okay, let us go into our finance. I think we could probably pull up on the screen for the public. Okay, so we, in June, we start out our month with our Chase working account, okay, with $511,440.66. The interest in that account, okay, was $876.94. We had expenses for the month of $4,379.02, okay? There was we've been at you. I think what we're going to do in the future, okay, we're going to take the expense sheets, okay, and what I have here, we're going to disseminate so everybody knows exactly what the expenses were, the $4,379. A portion of this was for the highway department for reimbursement, okay, on properties that they load and they break their sheet. It's pretty well identified to what property they did what for.
We have it.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
And the other one is a legal expense, okay? So we should, again, hopefully, we're into July, budget season comes, and hopefully by the beginning of next year, okay, should be able to also follow at our financial meetings, okay, what monies we've spent for what properties, where the funds have been allocated. So what you're asking for is more information, and we should have that, okay, so when we create a budget, we have all of our properties, we allocated something here, we know what we spent, okay? So to continue here, you saw we transferred some funds over to the working account. And so the New York Class account had a starting balance of $9,994,164.64. The interest on that account at this time, it was $43,244.34. The transfer tax this month that came in, okay, for CPF only was $154,079.13. So that left we have a total funds that are available to us, okay, at this cash account, okay, is $10,698,571.81, okay? Obviously, that does not mention and include funds that we have commitments against, things that we are currently in negotiations over, and we probably should have that is.
Well, negotiations is one thing, commitments is another,
Right,
right?
right,
So,
right. But it's the
once
commitment.
we've committed it, we've
Yes.
committed it, it's encumbered. So negotiations, it's maybe.
And I think that's probably, I think we talked about that last month, so let me make sure I do that going forward, okay? Okay. Go to the second page here. I think I did this right this time, let's see, okay? The check amount was for $222,701.76. That's the breakdown of the check. WQIP got 35,632. Community housing got 44,540.35. And this is showing 142,529. And the difference of why this 10,000 is difference, we just corrected it this morning because we handle the condominium sales a little bit differently. So this is not actually correct. What we're showing on the spreadsheet is correct, the 154. Okay.
We
it
don't
was all-
have that sheet. Oh, I don't.
That sheet you do not have, okay. And I don't think I made copies of it.
It's all right, it's up there. I'm just saying we don't have it.
Yeah, I don't have copies of it.
But this is clearer. This is clearer to us.
This is clear, and what I did is I should have added, there's another column there that contains the other 10,000 from Deering Harbor and those kind of transactions, okay? But that's why this is off this month, okay? All right, that is the picture now. I think, I don't have the total here, but if we're running about, if you look across the board, you've got 121, you got 3, 4, 5, 6, it's through April, you know, we're for the first 4 months, we're gonna probably come, unless something radical happens, our revenue stream will come in at around 2 million, unless things really fall off pretty badly. But that'll give an idea of how, with our bonding, what the trend looks like. Okay, so with the financial report, I'm gonna make a note of that too, that we put that encumbered piece there. You know, again, we're doing everything manually, so that's, you know, I will do that, okay? So on that note, any questions with the finances?
Make a
Make a
motion,
motion.
we accept the financial report.
Yep. Second, all in favor?
Yep.
Aye, okay. Have the West Neck Preserve, Tim, maybe just to give us an update, are we going to plow there or what?
Yes.
But the way it's gonna work is, Marcy's on vacation till tomorrow.
Okay.
But I had talked to him. So we could work backwards. We could actually do the meadow in either late September, early October. So it needs to be plowed, deep plowed one more time than 2 tills, with, I think 3 weeks in between each process. So working backwards, it would be probably sometime in late July that we'll start.
Deep plow.
Kind of like the process again.
And are we expanding that plowing?
Nope, it's staying exactly where all the winter wheat is right now.
Right, and we have a contract to do that, right? Or don't have a contract to do that,
No, we don't have a contract, so
but we're gonna use the same vendor we used in the
we're gonna
past.
use the 2 brothers again. Yep. And I'll just say one thing about the school teachers is one of them, did I mentioned this last, I can't remember if I talked about it. One of them can't do it this year. She's the first year for her and she was overwhelmed, not overwhelmed, she didn't have time. And I talked to Dan, not Dan, Sullivan. Mr. Sullivan.
That's what I was gonna say. Good catch. Good save.
He's gonna try to do something this summer, but we'll see. That's it.
I think what I'm gonna do, okay, thank you. Okay, anything else for that?
What is that for? Bench or something?
A bench?
So no,
Teacher, what was the teachers doing?
What are they doing?
Yeah.
Well, one of them just didn't have time.
No, I mean, what is this for?
Oh,
Project.
what were they gonna do? Sorry. They were gonna set up insect traps. Because I wanted, before we actually do the meadow, I wanted to sort of see how many, how many insects are there now, what kind of insects?
Yeah.
And then when the meadow goes in and starts functioning, it's gonna change a lot. So I really wanted to see what was there before the meadow goes.
That's a great project.
It is, and I'm gonna keep encouraging Mr. Sullivan.
Are there Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts that could do it?
Well,
I don't-
I would like the school to do it because he's a science teacher and he really was enthusiastic about this and he's gonna be there for a while. So he saw this as being a semi-long-term project, which would be great. So we'll see.
Okay, I'm just gonna switch things around a little bit. I wanna just talk a little bit about the stewardship plan. I'll let you talk a little bit about it, Kathy, because you were there, okay, over the white stewardship plan. We're pretty close to having it prepared for presentation. I hope by next month, we should be able to present that stewardship plan to,
did she get back to you with the
no,
new?
she's getting back to you. That's where we left off.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, Carla had some issues with hunting on the property, and Bo Payne was on a Zoom call with Gordon, I, and Tim. And she asked for a few, what I would call minor changes. Her concerns really circle around to, you're all good people, and she trusts Bo Payne, but if you codify something, what's going to happen in the future? So we fooled around with some language, and I think she's accepted what we've suggested. And the remaining issue is she wanted no hunting on the property at all. So, you know, I finally came down to brass tacks and said, you know, the town won't accept that, but we can do something to be amenable to, I mean, she's not there in the winter, it's not heated.
But I think the bottom line of that whole conversation, okay, it was handled, it's going to be concluded in a
Yes.
way that's going to match everything that CPF needs. There'll be hunting, okay, and we're there, okay. I mean, I don't, there's nothing that should hold us up. I think it was a very good understanding. I think she understood that we have a deer problem. She wants some hunting to take place, and we're really, we're really fortunate to have a young man like Bo Payne that participated with us and handled himself in an extremely professional manner, okay? And you know, it's the right way of handling anything when you have differences of opinion, okay?
Bo does a great job.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was very impressed.
Are her problems with it more like ethical or safety?
Yeah, safety, I think.
She's
She
a much
said, she
more,
mentioned something about insurance, but that wasn't clear to me what her insurance problem was, because it's hunting.
is she concerned with people going on the piece of the property that's actually still private?
No,
That wasn't the issue. The insurance thing had to deal through with the program, okay, with hunting, okay, not only is the insurance hunters walking through the property, they're insured, okay, even going over private property. And then there's some kind of a New York State insurance program, a municipal thing with hunters in all of New York State that are covered when they're covered for insurance. So she didn't, that concern was, I think, was addressed, okay? And I think it was good, and we're gonna hopefully complete this and we'll be present. I hope that we should get some responses back before the end of the week, and then we
oh,
can
yeah, okay.
circulate it and make all the changes that are necessary and submit them to the town board for approval, and what they would find acceptable.
Just one thing on the, it says no structures, but then when you talked about putting a bench, which I realize a bench isn't technically a structure, but
Yep.
that was the only thing that I read that
Okay,
conflicted slightly with itself. I wouldn't call a bench a structure,
No.
but you're going to erect a bench.
okay.
She didn't-
You'll have another look at it, and we really want to make sure we complete this, which brings us to the next plan that we need to get done, okay, which is the Cedars, or what we referred to as the Cedars, okay?
Choose.
On the Causeway, okay? We need to draft that plan together. Tim, since you're our tree expert, which you don't want to take credit for, but you are, okay?
Which property are we talking about?
The Causeway.
Oh, the Causeway,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so if you could maybe draft something up in terms of what's on the property in terms
Okay.
of,
I can do that.
I mean, there will be no trails on that property, okay? At least the way I see it, because it's really.
Where is that road? It's like a dirt road?
Yeah, but it's basically on flood tides, it's underwater.
But we're not making a trail, is the point.
No, we're not making a new trail. I'm just saying there is sort of an existing, it's not a trail really, it's just an old dirt road. Yes, I will be happy to do that.
Thank you.
Last but not least, okay, since I'm trying to get a head start on this budget. So let me just, these are what I show the responsibilities from all of our committee people. Okay. Yeah. I'll give this to you. I don't think you have this.
This is an old one.
These are our
Who's responsible? The stewards.
properties, okay?
But I have, this is the old one, remember we
That's
changed?
why I wanted to go through it. I want to make sure that we're all on the same page. So Cackle Hill, I'm showing, okay, it was Chuck and Joe, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's correct, okay. On Cedar Island, which is really not a whole lot, there's nothing to do there, okay, so we're gonna leave, other than, and at Congdon Creek, I have Tim and Kathy Kenny, is that correct?
I was doing Crab
Go ahead.
Creek and West Neck.
Quick question about Cedar
Go ahead.
Island. I know they mow the lawn there.
No, they are.
You know,
Cedar Island is the one that's.
isn't that Taylor's?
No,
Oh,
Which one's Cedar?
Cedar Island is the one that
Causeway.
you.
What brand?
Go down the long driveway, basically park on somebody's lawn and look at it.
Oh, this is near,
It's on the water.
It's in
It's a little island, it's called Cedar Island, right where Cockles Harbor is.
Yeah,
Okay, there's a piece of property there, 1 acre, that was bought there. Maybe, could you bring up the GIS? Jessica?
just the one that's overgrown.
No. It's a problem piece of property to get to, required a long time. Let's see, what is it? Cedar Island was acquired in 2008. Okay, let's just zoom into Cockles Harbor. Let me see if I can get you in here. You just zoom in someplace about here. Yeah. Hold it. Let's go out a little bit. Hold it right there. Just slide the screen up a little bit. This is our property right here.
oh. Yeah, okay.
There's an island there.
Just go out a pinch, if you could.
No,
Oh, why is it?
Okay. So you got the picture of where it is, right?
Yeah, but I thought Cedar Island was another name for Taylor Island.
Okay.
No,
For what?
I thought Cedar Island was another name for Taylor Island.
I think they have called it Cedar Island also, okay?
Hard to see.
So
So you're calling that one Cedar Island?
that's how it's referred to. That's what
Okay.
the stewardship plan is. So basically, this is Nancy Norton here. The only way to get to this particular property is down one of these roads, okay? But it's like a landlocked piece. I don't know how we got it, but it's there.
it's almost down in a kettle hole.
There's only one little nodule here that's high in terms of elevation. It's not buildable, nothing like that. That's what I'm saying.
And it is, I can go down there?
Yeah.
I can drive down.
So that was acquired, 2008.
Right.
Jessica, could you take a screenshot or something and just send it to all of us, and then I can.
Yeah, I'd like that too.
Okay, so with the Cedar Island,
I think there's a sign, isn't there a sign?
so Tim, you want to take a look at that?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna take my name off of that.
Oh, well, no, that's not.
I slide that in there, but,
Didn't work.
That's.
okay, all right, leave it this way, okay?
Right.
Let's go down these things, okay? Because it's already after 9. Okay, so Congdon Creek, okay, that's the 1 acre on Congdon Road, okay? I had Kathy and I had Tim.
See, what I preferred was Crab Creek and West Neck.
Tim, are you okay with that one?
Condon Creek?
Yeah.
Not much there either, actually.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So I'll take my name off
Take your
that.
name off, okay? And where are you going, Kathy?
I'm going to West Neck.
The West Neck?
West Neck.
It's just not Alpha. It's under North Monantic Preserve.
No, it isn't. There's West Neck Preserve here.
I know, but it's not alphabetical.
Oh, I see what
West Neck has Chewy.
you.
Tim.
So it'll be me and you.
Where's Chewy going?
Well, we'll put him
Where's Chuck
later.
going? You're eliminating Chuck, is that what you're doing?
No, we're eliminating Tui, and then I'll go to Crab
Oh,
Creek,
West Neck, okay.
Crab Creek. So,
You're taking West Neck with 2.
yeah, and I'll take Crab Creek with Chuck.
Can I make a suggestion for West Neck that I be the committee member and you can be.
Yeah. Oh, with second, I see.
You're talking about North Monanic or West Neck?
West Neck, where
Okay.
we have the oat grass or whatever.
I got 2 here at West Neck.
No, I know, but then Kathy just said she wants, I'm confused.
Okay.
It's in my neighborhood. I pass it every day. That's,
So Crab Creek is you and I.
How do you feel about this, Chewy?
I'm offended deep.
Everybody's getting pushed around.
Okay, I don't mind being pushed around.
All right, so Crab Creek, you're saying, Kathy?
I'll do Crab and I'll do West Neck.
So who's being eliminated on Crab Creek?
Joe.
So,
Too bad, Joe.
You're out.
That's all right.
Lucky Joe.
Okay.
Or stink bug.
Oh,
Dickinson Overlook was Kathleen. It was Kathleen and Tim, is that correct?
And 10 Tui.
Tui down too.
Oh, that's Dressel.
Oh, that's right.
I'm sorry.
Person is me and Kathleen. So wait, am I now Cedar Island?
Might as well.
So you didn't have to
We gave you
be
2 more
right.
properties while you were disposing of the stink bug.
Okay,
What am I doing?
No, I didn't, okay.
okay, so Dickinson, Trestle is,
Even the address will,
that's a small piece of property
I don't
right
know.
there. Do we,
Julie, you're on that?
Where is that?
I don't know where that is either.
Trestle is.
Oh, I know where it is.
114, yes. Gardner Creek. Everybody okay?
Sure.
So now you need somebody for Clonawickus. Because
We can have Kathy Kenny and Tim Pertel.
we get 2 properties each, right? Or no?
No, you get more. We
You have
give you
more.
whatever you want to do.
You can have a lot more.
Okay.
I'll stay there. I mean, I went down there. I don't know what to look at.
So Glenawickus Airfield is the,
There's
one-
nothing to do there because they take care of it themselves.
well,
That's why I'm taking it.
the only, no, what we really do get, is we do get calls on,
Mowing?
remember, there's a building on the property.
Yeah.
And remember, there's a lease that goes to the town for $1, I believe, is that
But
correct?
that's between the town, that's
Yeah.
not really us. So,
Just leave it alone.
We don't,
Okay.
I guess we have to go, you have to drive by and take a look at
The only
it.
other thing, we gotta
They
make,
maintain it.
to make sure they don't cut the Suffolk County grass, that's. how-
Okay, I can do that. I-
What's Suffolk County's problem?
exactly.
So we don't own enjoyment with Suffolk
We just have
County.
to make sure the sign's up.
Mildred Flower Hurd, that's you and me, Joe.
Yep.
Okay. And, okay, and West Neck Preserve,
No, North Monantic Preserve is.
North Monantic, is
Tim
Chuck.
and I. Tim and I.
Tim, okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, and the other one is West Neck.
Talked about that.
I'm down there for this.
Lima Bean Field is
Joe and I.
Joe and you. Old Nursery is Joe, Denny, and Chuck. We have nothing, well, the Ryan Horse Farm is straightforward.
There's nothing to do. It's so beautifully kept up. It's unbelievable.
The Sachem Woods,
We can still have a cup of coffee, can't we?
Sachem Woods Annex. Okay, is you, Kathy, because it's really, you're gonna like it in there. It's a lot of ticks, okay?
I know.
That's why I don't go in. I
I've
used
walked
to.
my dog and that once and that was it.
Me too.
St. Gabriel's Meadow, which is Kathy and Tim. Okay, we did mow a nice path there now from in there. Everybody seen that, okay? Educational, there's not much for us to do there. Sylvester Manor, there's not much to do with this, okay, that's the, right, that's the property that he's talking about. The Turkham's Rest is Tim and Joe Denny, right?
Yep.
Westmoreland, and I don't know, for some reason or other, we didn't put anything there with, it says the white, okay, but this is gonna be artist.
Oh,
Yes,
she wanted to change the name to
Lane.
singular.
so who wants to be involved with
I'd
this?
like to be involved with the lake park.
Tim?
Hey,
I don't have to be the person.
Yeah, I'll-
We're changing it to
I'll be
Artist
involved
Lane.
too.
yeah, singular.
Right, so we should make sure that it's
Do you wanna be-
alpha.
The
When we do
Let's
that.
clean it up, okay, we'll clean this up.
So I'm the first.
Chuck is gonna be the first, the white, and I'll be the
I was
second.
second.
Okay, and that is going to be both Both sides, all the 5 lots.
Tim, I said Joe.
Okay, 32 Ram Island Drive, that's the causeway?
Mm.
Okay, so,
This is where I'm going to,
That's what we're calling Cedars?
yes,
Okay.
this is
How
the,
come there's no purchase agreement on Quinn?
where are you now?
I'm just looking at the church field, there's no purchase agreement for that.
Purchase date, right.
Purchase date, no. I believe it was Suffolk County.
Clinowick is, no, well, actually,
Suffolk County.
Well, it's in the stewardship plan, I'm sure, to the book that they did.
yeah, that's interesting.
so 32 Ram Island Drive is the one that I'm going to
Causeway, it's the causeway.
study of.
Study of this.
I mean, I'm happy to,
I know that you need a lot more to do to fill your day.
Yeah.
So,
I do have volunteers from the Silver Beach Association for stewardship. I thought I should meet with them and
volunteers for the Silver Beach Association.
to do these 2 properties with me,
Okay,
Nick?
Lisnick and,
Yeah, no, that'll be very helpful at some point.
I thought maybe when you have nothing to do,
the Dickinson
Neat.
Fresh Pond,
explain what's going on.
Well, when we have a project there, like I actually have a bunch of little trees
Mhm.
I want to plant. Now's not a good time because I don't want people to get ticks, but I do want to, anyway, I got plants
Oh,
that people can help.
other than I'll definitely.
So who's doing Cedars? Tim?
Tim.
Do you want me to do that with you?
Sure.
okay, Dickinson Fresh Pond, that's the flag lot. Okay, that we really should do some work in there.
Isn't there a building on that?
No,
No.
because that's the one that's off of Menantic,
Yeah.
that's behind the house.
Faces Fresh Pond,
It's right on Fresh Pond.
and it is
Oh, I know what you mean, okay. Yeah.
heaven.
And we need the
I
stewardship.
know, I've taken my
that
dog
we've
there
had.
once, forget it.
Oh. Is this,
This is the one where we had we surveyed the property, we moved the hedges, we have access, we moved the fence all the way down
Yep.
further by the water there, so we did our part of make sure, but now we have to do something about it.
You know, the same owner is next to it, the guy who was, didn't he get a lot of work done? He was out clearing the.
Yes.
Same owner, do you know?
I think that there was, yes,
I think so.
I think so, yeah. The Quakers, there's nothing to do, that's basically it. So what are we looking for? As the budget unfolds, okay, and that comes in, when does that start to do, Amber?
The committee chairs will start to get their sheets in August.
August, okay, so we're in July, so it would be, right,
So I'm gonna say the same thing I always say when we get to this. If we want to do it, you actually have to say, we're gonna do this. Like if we wanted, the one you're just talking about, Dickinson Fresh Pond.
Right.
If we're gonna do, we have to say, we have to get somebody over there to say, here's what we want to do, how much is it gonna cost?
wait a second, hold on a second, let's see, who's on Dickinson Fresh Pond?
Tim and Chuck.
Tim and I.
And, yeah, okay, so what I really would like to see is that when we have the thing, what do you guys want to do on that property? Okay, what is, and then we have a whole list and we can go through.
We certainly want,
Decide whether we're.
seems to me we'd want to maintain the access down, but then do you want to clear along a walkway around? Is it necessary? I think that the owner indicated, and you and I spoke with him, he indicated he wanted to make a path, and we said, okay, go ahead.
No, the right of way is there.
Yes.
There's a tree that has to come down. We should at least take that one tree out so that in the event you need a truck or something. That path is, we shouldn't be using it on a regular, there's no reason to use it.
Right.
But, you know, do we want to do some clearing there? Perhaps, but there's no parking there. You only have parking on the apron, and we got hung up with when do we have people, you know, do we really want to encourage people to use the property?
Right. No.
Okay, so I mean, that's the catch-all, but I think we should at least walk the property to see what's going on, who's encroaching on it, who's dumping, who's doing all those kind of things. And I think if we do all of that, then we can put a master plan together, and then we can break it up and deal with different vendors or the town, or however we want to deal with it.
Can we make an outreach to the neighborhood associations? You know, I happen to be on the Silver Beach board, so I reached out to have volunteers, and I'm wondering if there's a way for us to reach en masse all the neighborhood associations and get them involved, because we're going to get more properties and fewer hands.
It's gonna, well, and then the other part is we need to send letters out to the, you know, what we call the eyes and ears letter, where we're letting people know that this property has been preserved
Mhm.
and knock it off. Right, that's what I say.
Can we just do a letter to the,
Okay.
do you have all the emails, Amber, for all the neighborhood associations? So why don't we just send them an email blast? We're looking for volunteers for properties in your neighborhoods.
Okay,
So you can get some volunteers.
For the volunteer stewardship
Yeah,
plan.
I think it would be good, Kathy, to deal with yours, because you have right now in Silver Beach people who are concerned about doing that. Why don't we just get one of them going?
okay.
This way
As a model.
as a model, so we know, rather than having mass chaos, okay? So, that's the deal. I mean, so if we can, we'll correct this, change it, you know, it's coming, okay?
Do you want for next month's meeting, do you want us to come back and with our recommendations?
It doesn't have to be next month, because the budget is only due in September.
Well, she's doing it in August.
I'll start receiving information in August to start setting up meetings in early September.
It's okay.
Isn't there more
So it is
money
perfect. It's the right.
for Voorhees
This is the right time to do it then.
for West Neck? This 30,000 is what we spent already, correct?
Yes.
That was 23.
No, we didn't spend 30,000. That was for Nelson Pope.
Or didn't we spend that?
I don't think so.
West Neck, hold on, where's the West Neck?
I thought that was the estimate. So we only gave him 12,000?
Yeah, 12,000, that's correct.
No, we need to,
Okay, circle back.
Visit that.
we need to go through this.
All right.
Kathy, at some point, we should look at Sagem's work.
How about September?
Got a drone?
All right, so this is the right time to do it. Right? I mean, what do we want to do? If it's clearing, it's clearing, which brings up this other issue that I'm sure Tim wants to talk about, which is the beech trees.
Oh, I'd like to, I'd mentioned to Amber also, I guess, maybe there's a lumber company that would want to come in. However, I looked up beech trees, apparently it's not a very valuable wood, unfortunately. But I would like to talk to Mike Ryder, because he and Gunner, I think, share a
Sawmill.
sawmill, thank you.
The beech trees may be too big,
Too big?
the girth for the,
Anyway, I just want to do a little more research, and I want to consult with actually a woman at Cornell who I've been consulting with for the past 2 years about beech leaf disease, and seeing if other towns and municipalities have reached out to her about this impending problem of what to do with all these trees. So I will be working on that.
Thank you.
Is
That's
beech a
big.
hardwood or a softwood?
I should know, but it's just, it was interesting. I mean, I went through a lot of different sites about beech tree.
A 2x4 it is softwoods.
And it's just, it wasn't, it was like on the low end of,
I don't remember any furniture made out of beech.
What about
the other thing I was
salad
thinking
bowls?
furniture, but
Oh, yeah,
there's a lot of furniture.
How big is, how big is like a Mildred flower herd? There is no canopy. The canopy is disappearing. We're gonna have.
Well, actually, I was also, when we were traveling, when we met with Albert, was it 2 weeks ago, when Albert mentioned along Nostrum. And so I was driving along Nostrum in those woods before you approach Quinnipiac.
Fallon property.
Yes, and it's the same issue.
Disturbing.
It's very disturbing.
Well, what happens when we lose the canopy, we get more sunlight,
You get more sunlight,
then
so,
we're gonna get what kind of growth in there?
well,
Whatever's there.
it depends. You know, you might get, I mean, obviously other trees, unless the deer consume them when they're this big, you get other trees trying to grow too. So this is a new world. Actually, you know, I'd like to talk to Cody at Neshomic because they have the same issue. Because I met with Cody and Cindy Bell 2 years ago. We drove into parts of Neshomic to look at their beaches, which were being devastated. So let me talk to her also.
So, you know, talking to CAC, they like the idea the trees fall down and they stay there,
Yeah,
meaning
they rot.
for the habitat.
Yeah.
Howard Johansson's talked about this multiple times, but but like in Mildred Hurd, that there's gonna be a lot of trees down.
Well, I mean, yes, that's true. If it's a forest that nobody goes into, but these preserves are open to the public.
Right.
So, you know, we do have to pay attention to that.
And aren't they fire hazards if they're all these trees down?
Well, yes, I mean, it's interesting if you go between, I'm going to hopefully write about this soon, but for the reporter, but if you go from Sag Harbor to East Hampton, all the pitch pines have died, but they've all been left on the ground, piles that
Yes.
survive, which I'm astonished by because.
It's like the end of the earth.
That's, yeah.
All on the expressway too, by Brookhaven Lab.
It's starting to
thing.
affect there too. Anyway, to me, that's a fire hazard, but I don't know if it's not on East Hampton property, if it's public, private property.
It's preserved, is that what?
But it's just, anyway, it's more wood pile than you want.
What we really need to find out, which we came as a result, with wood gathering. Okay, that is handled by permit only. And it's not, I don't know whether it's ever been implemented, meaning, I don't know who does it.
It has been done in the past.
Huh?
It has been done in the past because I know the property, you know, the
I think it came
crossroads,
through Brian Sherman at one particular time,
even before that.
before that.
I think so.
Did it years ago on Ice Pond
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
area.
Yep. The area that goes from Ice Pond out to West Neck Road. There was
So
collecting.
with all the wood gathering, no vehicles are allowed into the preserves. To withdraw property, they can haul it by themselves and take it out. They can't cut live trees or even dead trees. It's gonna be something that's down. Is that correct?
Yes, but again, to Howard Johansson's point, you do want to leave, if you
Yes.
you do want to leave some because they do become food habitat. So, but you know, you can just figure that out and designate what has to stay and what can go.
Beach is a hardwood, so it is a valuable firewood.
As firewood.
Firewood, yeah.
Good.
Okay. Well, there's something.
And I guess you could build with it too. But 2x4s, 2x6s, that sort of stuff.
Well, I'm going to do more research. It's
So with the wood gathering, wouldn't it be better if we have like we were going to have on the Hurd property? For us to if we're taking things out, couldn't we just leave it at the curb? For some people to gather it, or to take it?
I would think so.
It's better than them going in there and starting to
You
run
know,
over stuff.
You're talking about like Splitwood?
Not split wood, I'm talking about
whole
whole log.
As long as you line up somebody to take it. Otherwise, you know,
Otherwise, he's gonna sit there.
as long as you line up somebody to take it, you know.
well, no, I agree, because sometimes you do, and then nobody comes and takes
Nobody
it.
takes
It's like the stuff I put in front of my fence.
I think there needs to be an interest. in-
You don't want to have to move it twice.
Exactly.
I saw a mill at Sylvester, maybe.
Yeah,
interested.
that's the one that, like,
Oh, is that right? Okay.
So maybe the wood should be brought there.
Anyway,
They don't want to put that there either.
anyway,
If somebody's interested in milling the wood and selling it, you know,
Henry doesn't
it's a
have.
local source.
well, it'd be great to find a company that would actually come in.
Right, yeah, that would be good.
Anyway, I want to do more research because I'm interested in
Great, thank you.
figuring this out.
Do we have an executive session
Yes.
today?
Yes.
Because I'm actually sort of pressed on a deadline to leave.
Yeah, I
Listen,
short time as
we're
well.
not paying you enough money?
Give him a raise, give him a raise.
So let's just talk about the expo, which we haven't spoken about.
It's going to be on the 24th. It has a slightly new name, and it has a new organizer this year,
You?
taking a more passive role.
Oh, good for you.
August 24th, right?
Huh?
August 24th.
August 24th, Saturday, 11 to 3. Jonathan Reeves, who recently joined the Green Committee, wanted a project. He's a very organized person, and he asked if he could do the expo. But I think what I will do, I'll talk to him today, but I think what I want to do is he has a list of everybody and all the contacts. I think I'm going to send out the first message and introduce John to everybody so that they know from now on they should contact him and not me. It's going to be held at the school, but not where we were last year, the craft fair is going back to the school this year where it was, and we're going to be on the Legion Hall side of the school between the entrance and the parking lot.
What's the date?
24.
August 24th, 11 to 3, and it's going to have a slightly new name this year,
Okay, that's yours.
be revealed.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so we gotta make sure for that, okay? Can we, we're there, okay, so, any new business, anybody wanna, have anything they wanna bring up here at this time? Okay. Otherwise, I'm gonna make a motion to close the public meeting to go into executive session to discuss potential land acquisitions that are currently on the way. Get a motion?
So moved.
I second.
Done.